Hey, this is Louis D. Fresh, bringing it to you. How you like that? A little different, huh? This is Louis D. Fresh, bringing it to you on a Wednesday. I'm going to try to avoid the glare here a little bit. And what we're going to be talking about today in the college segment of the old YouTube channel, this week, and not next week, but the following week, because we do it, we alternate college and fish. The next two college segments are going to be about summer programs. I am filming this on Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. This is usually the ideal month for you to look into summer programs. Why am I looking at summer programs? Number one, for the summer programs, and you'll look back connections, you will notice that last year I did the same thing right around this time. I talked about summer programs that were available to you through the arts and through STEAM. I have to think for a second. Science, technology, engineering, art, and math. I dedicated 2 videos last year, and I think it's important to do these because not only, number one, as I was trying to say, is that it enhances you as the person, because that's the bottom line what education should be doing. It should make you a better person. That's number one. And number two, as I scratch my nose, number two is that it really looks good in your college application. There are many people who do this and that and do the bare minimum, as I mentioned before. And that's what you remember I mentioned a couple of weeks back. I remember this is February of 2022. So I believe it was January last month of 2022 that I spoke about other type of diplomas, high school diplomas such as the IB, AICE, and the AP Capstone to help your college application. This summer programs not only enrich you, but it definitely will help show colleges, hey, you are doing more than is required. And so I'm approaching this a little differently. I said, well, I can show you this, I can show you that. I think I'm going to do this at least this time and the following time when I do another summer program, and I hope it works out, because what I'm doing is I'm really acting like I'm 17 years old. It worked out this time. My next video may not work out so well, so I may have to improvise, but this one worked out really well. So acting as a 17-year-old in 2022, because I was 17 back in 1988. So yes, I will be 51 in March. But in 1988, there was no internet and all that stuff, so it was harder, and times were different. So I'm acting now as a 17-year-old kid, a Louis D. Fresh. What would I do? I would answer these 5 questions, and that is the 5 slides that I'm going to present. I said, where do I want to go, city, town, or country? Country is important too, because I do have a lot of summer programs abroad. What school should I go to? There's many choices, many options, but I think it's based, in my opinion, for a summer program on where you want to go. So that's why once you find out where you want to go, what school would you pick? And number 3, what do I want to study? That would be the third thing as a 17-year-old Louis D. Fresh. Number 4 is how long do I want to study, research, or experience the summer program, and how will I pay for it? Because most of these are expensive. I'm being honest. There are a few that are free, but we'll talk a little bit more about how we're going to pay for it in a second. So, as I was saying, the first thing, as Louis D. Fresh, as a 17-year-old, I would want to go to Washington, D.C. I was growing up back in 1988 in New York City, which is right there. And I would want to go right here to Washington, D.C. And again, something that's obvious, but it's not obvious. You should figure out on a map how far it is. And as you see here, it is about 226 miles, roughly a 4-hour drive. So that's something that's plausible, and that's something that my mom and dad would at least consider letting me do. And the second thing, and like I said, I'm going to try to follow this formula too for the next time, and maybe, please God, next year, or whenever else I decide to do these summer programs. But I think really this is the ideal time to do it. Is in January, February, March, because this is the time where you really need to be planning out your summers. So what school would I consider as a 17-year-old? I loved Jesuit, which is a religious order within the Catholic Church. I love Catholic education. I'm not going to lie. I mean, That's, for me, it's the cat's meow. And so I loved also Georgetown University. I actually applied there 1,000 years ago in '88. I didn't get accepted, but I did get, that sounds weird, but I really did get a nice rejection letter. And I actually still have that rejection letter. So nevertheless, I was very pleased that they seriously considered me. Then Google the school and high school summer programs, which is what I did, to be honest. But I'm not going to sit here and lie. Where I was fumbling through it last night, and I put in Georgetown and I put in summer programs, I made a mistake. You really need to put in that word high school, because what shows up, because everything is so competitive now, was the idea of a middle school summer program. So you really put in high school summer program, then click on the summer program. And so, as I said, I literally Googled Georgetown University, and once I told you I made that mistake, I put in high school summer programs, and this is what came up. So, a 17-year-old Louis D. Fresh, what do I study? Who knows? And that's why I like these little guys that I found on Canva. Who knows? Who knows what to study? And so the website, which I'm going to show you again, shows a whole array of subject areas, which is phenomenal for a 17-year-old kid. Click a variety of subject areas to see what sparks your interest. Oh, you want to have that moment. It doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do. It doesn't mean that's what you're going to study. It means that especially at 17, 18, 16, 15, 14, you really want to start snooping around and seeing what goes on, because something's going to click. I know it sounds weird, that word click, because people say that all the time, but it really does. Something's going to spark an interest. And in the interest of not boring you as I fumble through the website, if you just scroll down on that homepage, you'll see that there are academies here. There's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can have as many as just 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you'll see there's a whole wide range of possibilities for you to study. I clicked on just for fun as one example, the law one on week 1. Again, you see tuition, which we'll get to in a little while. You'll see there, it gives you an overview of the program, a schedule, which you're going to get to in a second. Faculty, in case you may say, hey, is this, you may know who faculty may be. Something may be special in that area. How to apply and to contact us. I'm not going to really talk about so much how to apply. I mean, I'm just kind of giving you an overview of what to look for in a summer program. So like I said, we're doing just an overview. I'm not going to get so technical. I think I was more technical last year. I'm just acting as a 17-year-old, getting some interest. So now I know the city I'd like to go to. I know the school I like to go to. Now I know what's available, the wide array of studies. Now, my fourth question, I'm asking myself, how long do I want to study? Truth, usually probably between 2 and 4 weeks, no more than that, because I still, as a 17-year-old, want to have some fun, want to work. Who knows? Do a little vacation with the fam, with mom and dad, whatever it may be. My summers usually back then lasted from the last week in September to Labor Day, which in the United States is the first week in September. It's usually the first Monday in September. And I saw that the Georgetown programs lasted 3 weeks. Woohoo! And I could see a mix and match of subject areas, as I just showed you. There we go. Exciting. And then use their calendar to see what best fits my schedule, or better yet, mom and dad's schedule. So let's quickly check that out. Like I said, I actually messed around with this last night. I did. And that's how, I found that there was a middle school program. And honestly, I didn't know when these would take place. But for ignorant people like me, I know it's a big old calendar thing there. So let's click on it and see. And sure enough, you'll see if you click on the calendar, there's actually a sliding thing here to slide to best filter the dates that you might be interested in from the beginning of June till the middle of August. And you'll notice here that all the different programs, they're kind of highlighted here when they're actually giving them and what have you. So you can really plan out your stay, whether it be 1 week, 2 weeks, or the full 3 weeks. And my last slide, which I think these are 5 good ways to really search for a summer program. Like I said, apply. You can apply. It's usually your name, your address, what you're thinking about, and when you're thinking about it, and, the cost. So I just want to give you how I would look for it as a 17-year-old. How, and this is the big one, how will I pay for it? Look at the area of the website related to fees and costs. They're not going to tell you how much it is right off the bat, because they want to entice you first of all, and then you will have to snoop around to find this snoop around in this area to find financial aid, because I'm thinking Louis D. Fresh, he won't be able to pay this amount of money by just face cost, and I may also need to work a part-time gig throughout the year to pay for this treat, and it is a treat because you're not entitled to this. So you need to probably put in some of your time, some of your financial aid, hopefully, that you get in order to pay for this. And as I had told you last night, I was snooping around with this. You'll notice here on the upper page here, there's nothing here about cost. And I had to mess with the drop-down menus. And once I found the drop-down menu, I found tuition and fees. I mentioned it gives you, I'm going to try with my finger here, the 1 week academy. If you decide 1 week and how much it costs, whether you are commuting, you happen to live in DC, or you're going to live there, it includes food. And also if you're going to do 2 weeks, the tuition, and it also includes if you're going to live there or you're going to commute back and forth, if you happen to live in the DC area. And if you're going to do the full 3 weeks, how much it will cost. And again, you have to really scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until you found scholarship opportunities. And you'll see here, there is an application form, and you'll notice it opened in December. Right now, it's, again, February 9th. I'm probably too late for this because, believe me, scholarships go fast. So it is really important to look for these summer programs earlier than later. And that's it. That's really how easy it is to find a summer program. Just go out there, think about those 5 things. I really had to think about it. I didn't want to just show you something. I didn't want to just, because I really want to make this as user-friendly. I know that's a computer word. User-friendly as possible for a 17-year-old, 16, 15, 14-year-old. Those, I think, are 5 good ways of saying, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what I like to do. This is how much it costs. And then you can present it to mom, dad, and relative. And you do the homework first, oh great high school student of the earth. And then once you've done your homework and you've made a plan and you set it up, then share it with mom and dad or relative or whoever you live with, because it'll show maturity. It shows that you're taking initiative and you're not getting pushed, that you want to do it. This is Louis D. Fresh. Make it a great day.